After a busy day, supper with my wife, I found such solace in being able to walk the campus. So I have special stops of reflection. W.T. Young Library. My wife first came here, it drew us to the place. She called it a sanctuary of learning, and it is. First of all, it's the students I see. A lot of times they don't know it's me. I can walk through the stacks of the library and see how serious they're taking their studies, engage in conversation that's helpful to me in being a better president. And then certainly love to stroll through our new sidewalks and our residential hall areas. I make my way to Kroger Field. I stop in front of the statues of the 4 athletes who broke the color barrier in the Southeastern Conference. And I happen to be the same age as those individuals, and I played high school sports in the Deep South, and I know what they faced. And so, in reverence, I look upon them as men of courage. I then often walk to our hospital, go up on the mezzanine level. It's called the Kentucky Wall, supported by the Kincaid family, Central Bank. And there are dozens of video cameras. They have pictures from all over Kentucky, every county. They're breathtaking scenes. They grip you, and a lot of them capture faces. And I tell people I go there to be reminded about who I really work for. And that's the citizens of the Commonwealth. And unless we're extending life, expanding education, improving the quality of life, then we're not serving all those people that I see in that video. That's what makes a stroll special across the University of Kentucky campus.
One thing that we haven't talked about, we've talked about the social transformation of campus, the housing transformation, but our academic spaces have gone through a lot of transformation too. Tell me a little bit about how all that started.
Yeah, so we people had some big dreams about improved academic spaces. We started with the spaces that are used most frequently by students, and 2 are the Gatton College of Business. We knew that to transform that space, $65 million, we were going to have to rely on donors. And we were committed to raising all that money through philanthropy, and we did. And people are spellbound when they walk in that space. And you can travel business schools on any college campus all over the country, and it rivals that space. And then we needed a science building. Our most used facility, the ChemPhys building, had really seen its day. So how are we going to do this? Didn't have the money in hand. We had to turn to philanthropy. Needed to start with a big donor, and we did. The University of Kentucky Athletics Department. They gave the first $66 million for this $112 million building. And it's wonderful to see our athletic director stroll through here, see all of his students, and I think he has an even deeper appreciation for the special alignment we have between athletics and our academics. They're intertwined. And then Don and Kathy Jacobs, who have made donations to support our hospital, our cancer center, our business school. They came in and made another significant gift, and we honored them by naming the building for them.
Why was it so important to have new academic spaces?
You know, in these new spaces, we're able to move technology in ways that enliven and make more effective learning. You can take a big class and make it small. More and more learning is going to take place in smaller groups. To be able to convert a space and make it conducive to that kind of learning, you're able to do here. And then I think the inspiration that comes from walking in a facility like this, to look on the wall and see the diagrams of all those chemicals and elements I remember from my chemistry courses of years ago. To have a large video board that I think reflects so much of what's going on the campus and what kind of breakthroughs we're having in research. To have a facility designed so that it has these open staircases and all where people interact. They're not going down narrow halls. When classes break, they can sit on the steps, they can sit with each other in all these different spaces. And again, it's back to building those relationships, working together.
And the classrooms in here too, they make me want to go back to class.
They make me want to go back to class too, but you know, organic chemistry is one of those things that's once in a lifetime, from my point of view.
Any other favorite aspects to a building like this, or about the academic transformation?
The other part is we have this system of laboratories here, and so much of the teaching needs to be hands-on and experiential. And we're able to do that in facilities and have, you know, a back corridor so that you can move all the equipment and chemicals around safely and efficiently. It makes the building able to turn over more rapidly so that you can teach more students. And then, you know, here's the other thing. You walk across all of these buildings and you can pause and see all the people, companies, individuals that came together and are giving back and giving forward to the University of Kentucky. And all our new facilities have walls like this that honor people. And I always pause and read through those to see people who went to school here in 1914, 1936, 1949. They received their degrees, and they've left a legacy. It's a reminder to all of us that this is a precious legacy. We all have a responsibility to sustain it.
You sound very grateful for them.
Without them, we really wouldn't be here. It's selfless generosity. Wimberly Royster got his degree in 48 and 52. I think a lifelong employee at the University of Kentucky in our College of Arts and Sciences, great scientist, responsible for many grants, especially training grants. I know when I arrived here, he wanted to make sure I wasn't going to mess anything up. So he came to visit me to give me his Wimberly words of wisdom. And you know, so I know people like that from a previous educational experience. He reminded me of those folks that live and breathe this place and know that it's the most substantial force for good in the Commonwealth. And he wanted to be sure that I knew the gravity of the responsibility. And I visited him when he wasn't doing well towards the end of life. And he, you know, while his body was beginning to let him down, his love for this place was unyielding, and he let me know it.
People have that sense, though, with UK, don't they? That I mean, it's more than just a university.
We've got 150 years of rich history, tradition. Generations in the same family have been educated here. You know, when someone told me that we were the most substantial force for good in the Commonwealth, I think I always knew that. This is a lifelong Kentuckian that looked at me and said, remember, this is your responsibility. It has really stuck with me.